Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard. This is my channel, and we're going to talk about rude comments on YouTube. And I'm going to have a drink because I have too much alcohol sitting around, and I would never drink it otherwise. Now I put this glass in the freezer with the ice in it. So yeah, it needs a few minutes to let that ice get off the bottom. So for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets here from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. They've been doing things like cleaning up the Osborne Reef and addressing the Pacific garbage patch. And, well, we should help them because do you want to eat plastic? A lot of the food we eat, believe it or not, comes from the ocean. And just because you're eating pork, for example, doesn't mean that pork wasn't fed off fish. There are a lot of fish like slimehead that get ground into pig food, and those fish have microplastics in them. So getting as much trash out of the ocean as possible means getting as much trash out of our food supply as possible. That's not the topic for this video. So, I think it's 2 or 3 days straight that I've gotten some kind of a negative comment on some kind of a video. One of them was very inventive. The guy starts out with, "You're not fat, you're not a whale, you're not obese, you're not ugly. Now take 'not' out of that comment, and you have the truth." And I think I responded with something along the lines of, wow, that's a very creative way of telling me that you that you suffer from inadequacy and that you need to make yourself feel bigger by insulting others. But, in all honesty, it's not that bad of a thing that I have rude comments on my videos. And why is that? Because if you get enough comments on your videos, some of them are going to be rude. Alright? I mean, if every video had nothing but likes, then you're not reaching a wide enough audience. So dislikes are actually a good thing. Now, if your video is getting more dislikes than likes, that might say something, but there was a video I remember, and I forget the guy's name, but he was like the world's biggest YouTuber at the time. And he would do this sort of video roundup where he would talk about viral videos. And one of the videos he had was somebody tickling a penguin. Back then, there was still a dislike counter. So you knew how many dislikes a video had gotten. And this video had gotten millions of likes, and I think it was in the single digits dislikes. And he's going, who is disliking a video of somebody tickling a penguin? But there are people who would watch this video and not listen to what I'm saying and sort of insert their own script and be like, oh, he's saying something this because I look at him and I judge him and I've decided that this is what he would say. Those people dislike everything that triggers that response. So, I mean, look, a lot of people comment on my weight. I'm a fat guy. Tomorrow I am going to be a fat guy. I could maybe not be a fat guy in 6 months. I mean, one of the most strenuous exercises you could do would be to sit in a tub of ice water. It's impossible practically unless you have like a literal tube feeding you as you sit there, because it takes so many calories. You can also die from it. You can go into hypothermia. But, you know, like, you don't have to get up. If I could, like, get a nice big trash can or a container of some kind and fill it up with ice water and dip my legs in it while I'm sitting there editing these videos, I would technically be getting a lot of exercise. My heart would be working very hard for it to dissipate that cold. It would be uncomfortable and it would suck. But yeah, okay. I could spend almost every waking moment trying to keep my body warm by freezing it with ice water, burn calories and get thin. All right? You know, and I mean, if I went out there and adhered to a very strict diet, I would take weight off. So yeah, I mean, there is something I can do about my weight, but I mean, what's the value? I'm not going to be more successful if I'm thinner, if I'm in better health. I'm not going to, you know, my problems aren't going to disappear if I'm in better health. I'm just going to be in better health. So yes, there's a value to being in better health, but it's like, you know, if you said, well, Richard, if you lost 100 pounds, I weigh about 350 pounds, okay? I'm a big dude. If you said, well, if you lost 100 pounds, you'd be able to get a job that pays, you know, $150,000 a year. Okay. Well, then it's worth it losing 100 pounds, okay? But if I lost 100 pounds, I would not get a job that is $150,000 a year. I would still be in line for the same jobs. It wouldn't change my life that much. And you could say, well, I mean, you'll be fitter, but what is it I need to be fitter for? You know, it's not guaranteed that I'd live longer. It's not even guaranteed that I'd be that much more attractive. I mean, my face is of my face. I could lose a lot of weight and then I'd get a bunch of wrinkles, and then, you know, now I just look old. that may not help. I had a friend, he dieted, you know, and I think he went on Weight Watchers or something, and he had that point system where, and, you know, for many years, he just looked old. He went from being fat and jolly to being thin and withered. And I mean, yeah, last time I saw him, he looked okay, but he never seemed to be as happy as he was when he was fat. And further along those lines, I mean, he was married. His wife, like, I guess, like, okay, he might be more attracted to his wife now that she's thin, but, like, I mean, unless they were so fat they couldn't have sex, what's really the point? You know, I could go out there and do all kinds of things that might or might not make my life better, but I could also die tomorrow. So, unless I have some super major goal in mind that will objectively make my life better, addressing my weight, it's something I do every day. You know, today I sat there focusing on making sure I had enough vegetables in my food, you know, and assuming I'm not distracted from that, I'm going to do the same thing with my next meal. All right. But then, no matter what I do, someone is going to find something to insult me about. You insult someone for being fat, makes you the a-hole. So I'm not really worried about it. Haters gonna hate, man. That's life. I'm Richard. Woohoo! I'm Danger Ducky, and I say it'll be gnarly if you comment, like, and subscribe.